I think a round of applause for Jessica Liu. Off, please. Thanks. Did I turn mine off? Good afternoon and welcome to the Senior Prize Assembly. This afternoon, the school's academic departments will confer a range of prizes upon individuals from the class of 2014, recognition of their breadth and depth of learning, their present achievement, and their promise for excellence in future study. I urge you not to lose your prizes. Keep them. If nothing else, your children will have fun with them. Rooting in a closet, in a basement, the teenage voice will ring out, "Mom, what's this book that says you won the chemistry prize? What's that all about? Did they have science then?" Your children, I know, will be clever that way. I suggest this as I found my mother's poetry trophy from Purdue a few years ago. Purdue? Poetry? Mom? A poet, and I didn't know it. So hold on to that prize. I think you'll find it will grow with you, as many of the things that you have had at Blair Academy will continue to grow with you as well. This prize will be more than just a moment in May of 2014. And now, allow me to introduce the department heads who will in turn present named awards and subject prizes particular to their fields. Mr. Adams for computer science.
The Durland Award is given annually to that student who most excels in the subject of computer science. The Durland Award was named for the family whose generosity made possible Blair's first computer laboratory. Today's recipient went above and beyond in all of his assignments and project work and was always the first candidate of choice when group activities happened in the classroom. I'm very pleased to present the Durland Award for 2014 to Justin Brooks. Now for the English department, Mr. Brandwood.
The swim team this season, oh, sorry, wrong assembly. The Dumont English Prize is awarded to members of the senior class who ranked highest in English, presented in memory of the late Senator Wayne Dumont and his father, Wayne Dumont Sr., and by Mrs. Helen Dumont. This year there are 3 recipients of the Dumont English Prize. Of the first, Mr. Evans writes, "This senior English prize winner is a strong writer who writes with both her heart and her mind. Her point is always clearly conveyed. As impressive as her writing is, her contributions in class were also always valuable. She had no problems making the transition to reading non-fiction writing in this course, enjoying the exchange of opinions." Of the second, again, Mr. Evans writes, "This senior English prize winner is a correct and conscientious writer who is able to convey her important thoughts on any matter of discourse. A critical reader, this student is able to read with an open mind, arrive at a meaningful position, and persuade her fortunate reader that her opinion has been carefully considered before being committed to paper." At the third, Mr. Danoff writes, "Over the course of the year, Sally continually raised the level of discourse in AP language. When she spoke, her classmates listened, paused to reflect on her comments, and then responded. Given the high-level discussion Sally brought to class, it's no wonder that her prose stood out so well. Sally wrote each essay with an expert precision, showing a fine ear for the exact phrasing to illustrate her point." The Dumont Prize winners for 2014 are Julia Stadlinger, Anna Sofia Dolazara, and Sally Weiner. Robert F. Harris Memorial Trophy is awarded to a member of the senior class for special interest and outstanding achievement in the study of English literature. There are 2 recipients. For the first, Mrs. McMillan wrote, "Sarah approached every aspect of class, whether it was debate, analysis, discussion, or exam prep, with the same fierce and earnest desire for knowledge and improvement. Her good humour enhanced the classroom dynamic, while her genuine eagerness to engage academically raised the bar and encouraged her classmates and me to be our best intellectual selves, always." At the second, Mrs. McMillan wrote, "Throughout this year, Becca constantly challenged herself to improve in every aspect of our study, and she accomplished this feat while genuinely finding and sharing her enjoyment in the work we did. To hear her discuss the literature we read was to know that Becca will be a lifelong reader and one who truly understands the magic of literature." The Robert F. Harris Memorial Trophy for 2014 is awarded to Sarah Moran and Rebecca Cooley. Edith Jeffrey Shakespeare Prize was established by Dr. Alan Jeffrey, parent of Aaron, 94, in 2004 in memory of his mother to support an annual prize. The prize is awarded to Blair Academy students based on essays related to the work of William Shakespeare, essays which are published on the school's website. The Blair Academy English Department is proud to recognise the following 2 students who've reprised their affinity for Shakespeare, winning the Edith Jeffrey Shakespeare Prize for proficiency and excellence in Shakespeare studies for the 2nd year in a row, for an essay on major themes in Hamlet, and for a careful comparative study in Hamlet and Lord of the Flies. This year's Jeffrey Shakespeare Prize winners are Ryan Stifel and Ju-un Mike Park. This year, for the right to award the Latin prize, I had to cage fight Mr. Devaney. I won, of course. The Charles H. Breed Latin Prize for superior work and achievement in the study of Latin has 1 recipient. The winner, Mr. Lunger, said, "Sally rocked Latin," or words to that effect. The winner of the Charles H. Breed Prize for 2014 is Sally Wiener. And now Mrs. Sykes for Fine Arts.
Hi friends, I get to report on all of our art prizes. I'll start with, well, you'll find out. This Vine famous student, largely self-taught in 3D animation, made videos where he put himself side by side with his digital renderings of Angry Birds, Minecraft, and the minions from Despicable Me. He also took the first drone-powered selfie on the Blair campus. The video award goes to Billy James. Recognized already by the Morris Museum and the Scholastic Arts, this young woman is risky and brave, with a cool and calm focus on her art. For her countless hours spent in the ceramics room, she has amassed a dazzling collection of highly unique, masterfully made sculptures and pottery. The 3D Art Award goes to Natalie Bacon. The art prize is awarded to 2 deserving students this year. Giovanni did outstanding work this year in both AP Art and Video, putting forth considerable time and effort in the studio and constantly striving to make his work the best it could be. He approached his work with an experimental attitude that enabled him to take big risks and improve tremendously. We are excited to see the work he does next year in college. And before you clap, I'm going to do the other one too. Emma has been a creative leader throughout her time at Blair. After earning a 5 on her AP portfolio as a junior, she challenged herself to complete another compelling portfolio based on what she calls romanticizing horror. She is not afraid to ask the difficult questions, the one that rarely have answers. Her artwork will always be a defining thread in her existence. The art prize is awarded to Giovanni Persuti and Emma Price. Additionally, I would like to take time to recognize Sally Weiner and Natalie Bacon. Their work has been held in such high esteem by the art department that we have set out to purchase their pieces for display at Blair for eternity, or the zombie apocalypse, whichever comes first. So ladies, come on up and get your checks. Do you want an art award? Risk big, practice hard, innovate, and persevere. Now, Jason Beck for the History Department.
Good afternoon. Early on in Elie Wiesel's rightfully famous novella Night, which I hope all of you have read, Moishe the beetle explains to a young Elie that one can spend a lifetime considering how best to ask the questions that matter most. Now, within the context of the novel, Moishe is talking about his relationship with his God and trying to help Elie understand why his prayers don't have verbal answers, at least not regularly. But for me, that message of asking the right question is something that resonates strongly, because I think it's a skill that transcends religion into all areas of our life. The study of history is too often assumed to be little more than the memorization of famous events or people or dates. But to the 2 young people that the History Department has chosen to honor today, the discipline of history is so much more. It's alive. Over the course of their careers at Blair, both of today's winners have written excellent analytical essays. Both have read critically through a wide array of primary sources and secondary histories. And both have led countless class discussions in dynamic and thoughtful ways. But these skill sets, while incredibly helpful and obviously important, are only the beginning. Because what makes them so special and what they do so very, very well is that they have already figured out how to construct the right questions. They battle their way through the blizzard of information that is a part of our daily lives with the right question in hand. And in doing so, they construct meaning for their lives and for others. What more could we ask? It is my pleasure to award this year's Paul White Prize for the excellence in the study of history to 2 wonderful young people who also just happen to be tremendous students, Annika Rolick and Will Cooley. now Ms. Rubini for language.
The Marguerite Dason Haberman Memorial Prize in French is awarded to that student who has distinguished him or herself by excellent achievement, dedication, and love for the French language and culture, and who reflects the ideals by which Mrs. Haberman herself was guided. This prize was established in the year 2000 by Mr. Michael Haberman, Blair Class of 1941, in honor of his wife. The winner of this prize is an exuberant and self-confident student who adds levity and joy to every class. She tackled with gusto all types of literature and relished the range of oral evaluations, including debates, speeches, and role plays. Her genuine passion for learning and her positivity will serve her well as she travels north to Wellesley College in the fall. The winner of the 2014 French Prize goes to Julia Statling. The recipient of the French Award this year is a student who from the first day of class this year exhibited a genuine desire to communicate well in the language, a natural ease of expression, and an ability to assimilate new vocabulary and structure into his spoken and written Spanish fearlessly and seamlessly after hearing it once. We do not often see such a high level of innate ability coupled with such sincere and earnest dedication to improving. This sentiment has been echoed by the teachers who worked with the student throughout his Blair career in Spanish. It is with great pleasure that I award the Spanish Prize to Evan Forcell. The Chinese Prize is awarded to the top student in AP Chinese. This year's winner has studied Chinese at Blair for 4 years and has consistently been the top student in her class. She is smart, enthusiastic, and always asks questions that get to the point of what the class is discussing. Throughout the last 4 years, the phrase, "Hun hao, son, hun hao," has been commonplace in her classes. And so, with apologies to the Chinese language for what I just tried to pronounce, but congratulations to Sun Park. It's with great pleasure I bestow to her the 2014 Chinese Prize. That was a very large check. The prize for outstanding achievement in a foreign language is one which the department awards only when there is a student who has shown him or herself to be dedicated to and proficient in 2 foreign languages at Blair. Today's recipient pushed her performance in written French into the stratosphere because of the clarity, organization, and detail of her essays. Furthermore, she handled the supplementary AP workload with aplomb. She also started studying Chinese as a junior, and her enthusiasm for Chinese knows no bounds. Whether in class or around campus, she is fearless in her use of Chinese and insistent in her desire to practice her communication skills. Talented, perceptive, and dedicated, this year's winner of the Foreign Language Prize goes to Cheryl Mucciolo, who will continue as a polyglot at Vassar College in the fall. And now Mr. Browse for math.
Big surprise here. The Winston D. Ewing Prize for Mathematics is given to the outstanding mathematics student in the senior class. It is given in honor of Blair's long-serving mathematics department chairman, who retired in 1986. Blair has seen a number of superb mathematicians pass through its halls since the school was founded in 1848, and this year's award winner surely ranks among the very elite. He took multivariate calculus, the most advanced class offered at Blair, but his true genius showed in his work outside the classroom. Easily handling the material that challenged his very capable peers, Paka Park independently read topics in abstract algebra and linear algebra, putting him on a level with a college math major. The world of the mathematics PhD is rarefied indeed, but we can expect no less of him in the future. The math department is very proud to award the Winston D. Ewing Prize to Paka Park Bumiwa. Mrs. Pagano for the Performing Arts.
The Harris Dramatics Prize. Mrs. McMillan writes, "The biggest reward a teacher can receive is watching a student develop and grow, both personally and in ability, before her eyes. Over the past 4 years, Abby Troy has progressed from a talented but tentative young actress to a self-assured, sophisticated performer, capable of creating characters that would seemingly be beyond the grasp and understanding of a young woman in high school. Abby's hard work, focus, and dedication have led her to this place, and we watch with pride and joy as Abby has recognized her full potential and moves on from Blair Academy. Congratulations to this year's Harris Dramatics Prize winner, Abby Troy." Outstanding Achievement in Music goes to 2 young men this year, both of whom are 4-year members of orchestra. The first came to us a freshman phenom 4 years ago and has since been bringing every orchestral solo to life with his beautiful tone and intuitive musicality. From Gabriel's oboe to Stravinsky's Firebird, this young man's expression and nuance knows no bounds. His intensity and drive in rehearsal made everyone else sit up a little straighter and play better, and I've observed him on more than one occasion practicing a phrase countless times in order to make a single note just right. The second winner was also a talented and capable freshman, but was at times a bit unruly in rehearsal. I always knew he would grow as a musician to become one of the finest violinists to grace the Blair stage, but I did not fully anticipate that he would become such a focused and selfless concertmaster who would follow every conducting gesture to a T and would be the guy that everyone in the orchestra looked to during rehearsal. It is an honor to present this year's Eberly Award to Tae Hui An and Gordon Wong. Harding Prize for Outstanding Contribution to the Music Program at Blair. Ms. Hilton writes, "For this year's winner, his story began in freshman cycle. From day one, he stood out, submitting insightful responses to listening assignments, using musical terminology that had not yet been taught, and asking tough-to-answer musical questions. It was clear that his talents could not be cultivated in a survey course, but rather that the ensembles would provide the environment in which to develop his promising musical skills. Since his switch to singers, the student has been an understated but brilliant contributor to the vocal music program. This year alone, he was an integral part of both singers and chamber choir. He worked to improve his knowledge of music history and conducting through the advanced musicianship course, and also put considerable time into his senior music and religion elective. He is a strong sight reader, fast learner, and versatile singer who stays out of the spotlight while humbly making this program great. The Harding Memorial Prize very deservingly goes to Josh Hui." now Reverend Crowner for Religion and Philosophy.
I'm happy to have 2 awards to present this afternoon. This year's recipient of the Bible Prize took 2 courses in the Religion and Philosophy department, and she applied the same commitment to excellence in her coursework as she does to her athletic pursuits. She struggled honestly to hold on to her Christian faith, even as the church has not always faithfully held on to her. For her deep and powerfully written reflective work on the Bible and contemporary literature, this year's recipient of the Bible Prize is Sadie Edwards. The Peter Ammerman Prize. Peter Ammerman was the Blair chaplain here for 38 years and my predecessor. He established this prize to be awarded to that student of religion and philosophy who has been most challenged by the course material and has demonstrated an effort to reevaluate his or her philosophy of life accordingly. This year's recipient brought to her writing in 2 courses in the religion and philosophy department a critical questioning of her faith in light of challenging personal experiences. Through her writing, through her speaking in class and beyond, and through advising other students with similar challenges, she has developed a fresh, honest, and passionate articulation of her most important values. For her commitment to this quest, the Peter L. Ammerman Religion Prize goes to Allie Stone. Dr. Sayers with the Science Department.
The Science Department's AP Prize is awarded to that student who, in the opinion of the department members, best typifies the ideals of a scientific education: ironclad personal integrity, curiosity, a willingness to take risks, and an adventurer's approach to learning. I personally will note this year's prize winner is a very good-hearted young man who has consistently been willing to help others whenever I've asked him to do so. His teacher, Mr. Wilson, writes the following: "This student is as good as they come. Among a very strong set of peers, he stands out for his consummate effort to master every facet of the curriculum. He is incredibly diligent when it comes to practicing the material, and as a result, he's had a lot of success. He's consistently looking for a new hurdle to overcome and takes on each new challenge with an eye on the most important details. He has been unyielding in his dedicated pursuit of knowing how the world around us works. His passion for science is one of his best assets, and having him as a student has been energizing, engaging, and a lot of fun." We're pleased to award the AP Science Prize to Graham Merrifield. And now Mr. Stone.
Before presenting the Senior Athletic Award, I want to congratulate you, the senior class, for such an awesome athletic year, and probably one of the most successful in history here at Blair. You have led our teams to 3 Maple Championships and 7 state championships, along with several other individual accolades, and of course, another Petty Day victory. So congratulations. The Senior Athletic Award, established in 1997, is given to those athletes who have earned 6 or more varsity letters during their careers at Blair. These dedicated student athletes have been the core of our program, and their commitment to multiple sports have made a tremendous impact on their school. I will now announce the winners, and at the end of the assembly, please come on stage to receive your award. It's a lengthy list, and an impressive one, so hang in there. Will Cooley, Demetrius Daltiris, Sam Giddens, Kyle Jackson, Jasniel Kalam, Andrew Litvin, Sam Loring, Sean Labreski, David Mascarenas, Graham Merrifield, Chris Mezzanotti, Brennan O'Connor, Zach O'Connor, Alex Rinaldi, Alex Romano, Tyler Saylor, Mike Schiffer, Rachel Cooley, Rebecca Cooley, Lauren Hitchner, Hannah Klein, Eliza Lawless, Lizzie McNeil, Annika Wallach, Megan Sy, and the award is also given to a post-grad who receives 3 varsity letters, Derek Dumani. Congratulations. Mrs. Stone.
The James M. Howard Jr. Fellowship Prize. Several years ago, an alumnus established a fund to provide support each year to one faculty member early in his or her career at Blair who has made a special distinction and impact on this community. The guidelines of the fund require that students be involved in selecting the recipient. And so we ask our class council members to participate in this process each spring. The award winner is described as someone who has inspired his or her students and the Blair community with energetic leadership and outstanding involvement in the life of the school, and who is committed to pursuing a career in independent education. This year's recipient, a graduate of Blair, returned as a faculty member by way of an unusual path. First stop, the United States Military Academy. Then on to Germany, Iraq, Tucson, and Seattle, before his return to Blairstown to build a home with his family in Inslee Hall. Respected for modeling a life of integrity, drive, and loyalty, while never losing sight of the invaluable role humor plays in our lives, he has quickly become a beloved coach, advisor, house parent, and mentor. This is no small task when we consider his commitment to Blair admissions, to travel that has taken him around the globe, judicious management of Blair's financial aid process, and focused conversations building connections with prospective families. No small task indeed. It is my great pleasure to present this year's James M. Howard Jr. Fellowship Prize to Edward Wenner. Mr. Fortunato.
So I have to apologize. Unlike Mr. Bacon, in preparing my remarks, I did not prepare any words that rhyme. I simply did not have the time. I know, but I felt I must. So now we've arrived at the conclusion of the Senior Prize Assembly, and it becomes my duty to close this very special event. One among several opportunities we will have to honor all of your work and who you are and what you've accomplished at Blair this week. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you who've been recognized for your achievements today. Your dedication to learning, to developing as young scholars and artists and athletes and performers, it serves as an inspiration for all of us. And it's a wonderful model for all those who aspire to be here on this stage in the years to come. Of course, there are victories and breakthroughs and accomplishments that, while not yet recognized or not recognized on this stage today, are no less valuable and are deserving of your respect and commendation. You're an impressive class. You're an impressive class both individually, but that's really eclipsed by what you've accomplished together and what you've accomplished collectively. I offer my thanks to all in this room and all those beyond this room who are your teachers, your cheerleaders, your confidants, your coaches, your admirers, and your mentors, whether they are behind the scenes over the last number of years being at Blair or right up in your face, helping you get things done. Seniors, and all those who have supported you, we're proud of you. I am proud of you. Congratulations on all that you've achieved. Before Reverend Crowner provides us the benediction, I want to make a quick note on a housekeeping measure. When we finish here this evening, and ask that seniors and their families leave first to go to the dining hall, and that for the remainder of people here that we wait about 5 or 6 minutes or so to allow seniors to get to the dining hall so that we avoid a long line. Reverend Crowner.
I'd ask you to join me in the benediction, the moment of prayer. Let us pray. Eternal God, source of all creativity, we commit unto you our gifts and our talents. Bless all of these young people so they might contribute in significant ways to the fulfillment of your will for their lives. And help them to find their place in the world so they can advance the cause of making it also a reflection of your will. A world of healing, mutual respect, justice, peace, and love. We ask this in your most holy name. Amen. Seniors and their families.